This is the Stones movie I won a Grammy for a couple of years ago. Restoring that Stones movie. Okay, we go down into the dungeon. Here in the lounge is one of our new interns, Alex. Hard at work, lounging. Alex is actually doing something really cool. Next to the EMT plates that I have hundreds and hundreds of reels of tape that people have left me here. How many reels in total?
425.
425 reels, mostly 2-inch tapes, and we're talking about really, really well-known people. I'm not going to say their names on camera because we're trying to contact them right now to come and get their tapes. Yes?
Yep.
That's sort of the plan. So this is the lounge where everyone gets to hang and chill out while they're working upstairs. You can see lots more records here. You can tell I'm a Beatle freak. There's lots of English stuff. This is, Rupert sent me this. This is a picture of one of the consoles when they were at the BBC. And he wrote, "May it sing you many songs, Rupert." This is a picture of the other one when it was at the BBC Broadcasting Concert Hall in 1972. And so, as I was saying, down here is where we do the audio restoration work, and here's some of the restoration projects that we've worked on over the years. This is some of the Elvis Presley stuff that Kabir and I worked on with Rob Santos, who's really great. The Charlie Is My Darling thing we did with Terry Landy and Jody Klein at APCO. The Cafe Lena archive, which is an extended archive of thousands of performances from this really great cafe up in Saratoga Springs, which is still open. It's opened in 1962 and is still running. What else is here? Jack Ruby, sort of a no wave punk rock dude. Some Stone stuff. Jelly Roll Morton. And we did all new transfers of Phil stuff. Kabir actually did those a few years ago. Tim Buckley. In here, this has been Jessica Thompson's room for the last few years, but in here right now is Michael Mercurio, one of our engineers here at the studio. This is Justin.
Great to meet you.
So, Michael, what are you working on in here?
So right now I'm doing the part of the bottom line archive, specifically a series called In Your Own Words. And it's basically a bunch of famous singer-songwriters that get up on stage and talk about the art of songwriting and perform songs. And so it's a good process.
We've been doing that with Alan Pepper, the owner of the Bottom Line, and Greg Bendian for about 1.5 years now, working on all these amazing recordings that Alan has of shows at the Bottom Line, maybe 1,000 shows. Then Jessica, along with Greg Bendian, the producer of the series, have been working on taking the preservation work that we do, restoring the tapes, and then now they've been coming out.
This is the one that I worked on the most. This is the Harry Chapin. This was actually his 2000th concert, and this was about between 8 and 10 quarter-inch reel-to-reels that we did over a course of a week. This was just an amazing show. You just could totally feel the energy going on, so I really enjoyed transferring it. And we do it at the highest possible, 24, 192, make sure everything's sounding great. So
here's a couple of reels. These are John Hyatt reels. It's a couple of John Hyatt reels from the Bottom Line, 7/30, 1979. We will take them out. We will bake them in our convection ovens so that the tapes don't shed. And when they're ready, we'll bring them into Michael, and then he'll do the transfers on them. We've done lots of large archive work here at the studio. Michael and I have been working on the Erroll Garner archive for how long now?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. And it's an archive that's finally coming into the public's awareness. Sony Legacy is putting out in September a new deluxe edition of the Concert by the Sea that I'm producing with Jerry Allen, the pianist. In our search through the Garner archive, we found the other half of Concert by the Sea. So literally this was one of the best-selling and most iconic jazz records, and all anyone has heard up to this point is 11 songs. We found the other part of the concert. Michael has been searching through the archive and transferring the archive, and also now he's at the point where he's sort of going through finding the knowns and the unknowns. Maybe you want to talk a little.
There's over 7,000 songs in this archive, and only we think about 300 to 400 of them have really been commercially released.
And that over the next couple of years, we'll be releasing all of these unreleased gems from Erroll's archive and Erroll's catalog. This is Jessica Thompson's room. She's the mastering engineer here. She's really great. And these are some of the tools that she used for mastering and restoring the records. This is the Day King compressor, the Manley Massive Passive. There's a Tube Tech stereo multiband. These are the MyTech converters. They're all over the studio. You know, the sort of the same way I love these ATC speakers, I really like Mihal's MyTechs. I mean, I think they're very accurate. They're very flat. They don't color the sound. There's not this sort of added layer of digital coloring, which I really don't like that. I find that really unappealing. Mihal's converters really are very natural sounding. She also has a couple of dangerous boxes. I think she has 3 of them. And then I don't really know why my Funky Meyer EQ is in here, but maybe she's just humoring me because I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I know it's not sort of. I know it's a little funkier than the other stuff in here. And obviously she has a full Pro Tools rig with lots of great restoration tools, isotope and things like that she needs to use when she's mastering and restoring records.
Cool. We take a look over at the other mix room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. That was awesome. So, okay, we'll continue on the tour here. Here are my bandmasters from when I was an artist, my TV Babies tapes. So, you know, in New York City, space is at a premium, and in Soho, it's really at a premium. You have to use all the space that you have, right, in Soho. So, come on, believe it or not, there's more stuff down here in the dungeon. I want to take you into Matt Boynton and Eric's room. This is Matt Boynton's new room where he does mixing, and Erroll Garner does his mixing. Matt, I should talk a little bit about Matt. Matt's an extraordinary engineer, producer, who worked at the Magic Shop many years ago. I could sort of tell really right away how gifted he was. You know, sometimes it's pretty clear. And he was really great. And he went off on his own then and had Vacation Island for many years in Brooklyn. And then when he got sort of gentrified out, I had this room down here, and I suggested to Matt that he come back to the Magic Shop and start working again. And so he has his own room here now where he does all of his mixing and gets to work on his projects. And then if he needs to go upstairs and do some work, he can do that as well. I'm a really big fan of Matt Boynton's. I think he's really brilliant. I think he has really original ideas about how to do stuff, and he's a really very creative mixer. I'm not sure which gear belongs to Eric and which belongs to Matt, but you know, they're doing the room together, so they just have a great collection of goodies, both vintage and what I would sort of call like new vintage, where they take this vintage technology and then redo it in a modern way. So, you know, they have this big EMI Zener limiter and this Phoenix valve compressor, and then they have another GML here, and just really fun stuff which they like to use. We've hooked up the plate. I have 2 EMT plates in the lobby of the Magic Shop, and Matt has hooked them up so that he can get plate reverb down here for his mixes. So he has plate reverbs, and then, you know, he also has digital things that he really loves. And then this is Matt's console, which I guess is a Neotech, yes? Mm-hmm. Which he's really refurbed and done some really fun things on. He has a very unique way of using it connected to the Pro Tools, where he can recall things really very easily and still get the benefits of using, you know, an analog signal path.
Thanks. This has been Justin from SonicScoop here with Steve Rosenthal at Magic Shop Studios. And Steve, thanks for having us here at the Magic Shop.
My pleasure, dude. This was fun. I like nothing more than babbling about the studio world, and you gave me an opportunity to do that, and I hope people enjoy their tour of the studio and get to see what we've been quietly doing here for the last 30 years.
You do it so well. Thank you again, Magic Shop Studios, and remember to subscribe here on YouTube, Sonic Scoop. Go to SonicScoop.com. You can get the newsletter there, hear more about Magic Shop and studios like him.
I agree. You should do that. Do what he says. It's good.
All right. Thanks, Steve.